Sorry? Does government want private sector? Number two, with Prime Minister Modi going out of the way and saying we want this, we want that, the question then comes that if government wants private sector, what are the rules of engagement that they are going to come out with the bureaucracy interacting with the private sector, particularly in the context of PPPs, etc. The context of the CAG audits of the private sector companies now, which are having anything to do with government or public sector, etc., etc. Number two, are we going forward with terms of any kind of sanctity of contract? You are putting in money for long-term contracts, as Amit rightly said, but contracts are being terminated left, right, and centre. Whether it's a Gurgaon toll bridge or whether it is a Kolhapur thing where somebody decided to burn the toll bridges because some political party decided somebody was corrupt, no legal process, nothing, so toll collection had to stop, or it is the metro, etc., etc. It's across party lines. Mahesh, I want your reactions on where do we stand with regard to coal, the coal matter, number one, as you see it, from an industry point of view and particularly from this point of view. And where do you see it panning out in the next few months? And where do you see it in terms of solving these problems, in terms of fuel? Let's start with that.
Clearly the government wants private sector to come.
Is it on?
Hello?
Is it on?
Yeah. Clearly the government wants the private sector to come in, there is no doubt about that. But they want the private sector to come on the government's terms. And at any given point of time, the contract or the terms or the performance can be given a go-by. For the reason of public interest. But this public interest is a very vague term, as we say, and it can encompass everything. Now, if you have a contract, say with this Indonesian coal companies, there is a change in Indonesian law that is not recognized at all. It is obviously raising problems. Either the projects will, stop working, or there will be a run for the money. Now, the government will have to find a way to support these projects. There can't be a situation where the private power projects keep bleeding and supplying at a price which is absolutely unworkable today. The court is already looking into it. This new act, I don't know what they will do, but there will be a total mess. The government has to be realistic and support the private projects till the end. Insofar as coal is concerned, like this coal auction process is currently in a total mess. There are petitions filed in Jabalpur, in Goa, in Delhi, in Calcutta on various issues. You can say virtually every important section of the ordinance and every important provision of the tender process rules have been challenged. And they have come up with some absurd things. For instance, I'll give you one example. They have provided that first you have to qualify technically. Technically qualified bidders have to give an initial price offer. On the basis of initial price offer, they will select the top 5 or 50%, whichever is higher. As a result, the technically qualified bidders who are not in top 5 are excluded.
The bottom 5.
The bottom 5 are excluded.
Reverse option.
Now, what is the logic for that? Nobody can understand. If the idea is to generate maximum funds for the government, you must have competition amongst all technically qualified people. There is no question of limiting it only to 5. And now that 5 is also becoming unreasonable, because we have seen that there are one company has given 4 bids or 3 bids. Now in the first 5, supposing one company has 4 bids, then you have virtually zero competition, zero bidding. So this whole thing is unworkable. I am sure the courts will step into and correct the process. So the intention seems to be good. But obviously there is a major flaw in implementation. Either there is no real interaction with the industry or with the experts to take their views, and what is happening is a very, very rash method of doing things.
No, but my question to you is this. Are you telling me that what happens to the Supreme Court's order that by March everything should be in place? And
No, so what will happen is this process of auction will have its problems. In the next 3 to 6 months, auctions will definitely take place. Blocks will be allocated. Then maybe after 6 months, when the allocations do take place and things settle down, obviously there will be a security. So in the long run, I think it should be okay. But these hurdles have to be crossed.
so are you saying that after 3 to 4, 5 years later, another PIL will be filed saying that this process was not okay?
Not really. I don't think so.
Unless you're in touch with the people who filed the trial, I don't think you can answer.
You don't think so?
No, but
I'm just coming to the point of view of...
whatever challenges have to take place now, which are taking place, all the process is being challenged now. So once the process goes ahead and they are allotted or auctioned after a proper transparent bidding method, there will be nothing to challenge.
Now my question is, I thought that under the Magnus Mineral Act 57, states had the powers for minerals. That's been taken away by the government, is it?
But
This ordinance?
that is what the Supreme Court had said, that states have the power. And now it will be forgotten about it in the ordinance.
So therefore that will get challenged at some point?
Unlikely. See, once there is a transparent bidding mechanism, people have made a bid and they get it on a transparent, I don't think it will be challenged after 5 years. Whatever has to happen now, before the auctions take place.
Sanjay, you want to come in on that?
There is no realistic reason to challenge after 5 years.
Isn't it that you said?
There are changes in the MMDR Act also. So
There are changes in that act as well. So the states are on board as far as their power being taken away by the centre.
There is nobody challenging. Except in the MMRD Act, some states are likely to challenge. Odisha especially is likely to challenge.
That's why I was looking at him, because Odisha has all kinds of bauxite and iron ore and all kinds
Yeah,
of
so
things.
for iron ore issues, they are going to challenge.
Yeah, we will challenge.
Limited challenge.
Okay. So basically, as far as the industry is concerned, and coming to the point raised by Amit about PLF,
Just now, there is no comfort in the industry.
no, there is no comfort, but will coal be available after 31st March?
Definitely.
From where?
No, see, the running mines will be allotted immediately.
They're not shut down.
They are shut down. They are continuing. They are continuing.
295 you pay and
Worst case scenario, the interim arrangement will continue.
295 you keep paying.
You can promulgate it by an ordinance.
And so far the new blocks which will be allocated, they already have reached a very high level of environment clearance and other development process. All that is getting transferred to the new bidder. So things which were going to start production, the blocks which are going to start production in the next 3-4 months, will still start production in 6 to 8 months. So when these hurdles are over in the next 4-5 months, they are allotted.
Some transition period always.
Transition period is a problem.
Okay, before I hand over the mic to Mr. Vaidyanathan for his points, just wanted one point. You see, we discussed the impact on the generation in the light of recent developments and fuel issues. We discussed gas very briefly. Do you have any comments on gas? Do you think we'll have plenty of gas in this country shortly? And this...
Nobody can answer. Exactly.
You missed out on somebody who came very quietly. As is done normally in lawmaking and policy making.
Which is?
Mr. Ajay Shankar sitting right behind.
Okay. Ajay? Okay, so all that gas. Right.
I have nothing more to add. What about
So, well, that's all.
Ajay, I think you need to provoke a little bit on gas because of this chai pe charcha, तो chai पे ही चर्चा खत्म हो जाएगी फिर.
Yes, I'm just coming to listen to some matters.
There is no more. The issue is that this gas pooling and whether how it's going to work and availability of gas, imported gas, LNG, all of those issues. Yeah.
The first is that internationally, I think LNG prices will move downwards. I think, given the supply of shale gas, the prospects of modest economic growth, the sharp decline in crude prices. The other is that LNG availability is on the rise because a lot of LNG was planned for the US market and the US market doesn't need that LNG. Now, where those prices would go is difficult to predict. But if one looks at our needs, then I think we need to take a long-term view where we will see some increase in domestic production, but we will need to import a lot more LNG. And the moment you have an imported price which is different from, say, domestic cost of production or domestic price, then there is a difficult political economy issue. How do you handle two prices? I think that has played itself out on the coal side in the last couple of years, and we still don't see, at least I don't see clarity over the long run. Say 20% of domestic consumption is imported, 80% is domestically produced, and if you have a dual pricing structure, how do you handle it? Now, in the oil side, this problem was taken care of by the acceptance of the principle of import parity pricing. But in gas, I don't see that easily happening. In coal, I see it happening with even greater difficulty. So some smart solution, taking the long-term view, has to be found, because otherwise we have lots of zigzags in terms of investments, in terms of movement. We have stranded assets on the gas side, and a whole lot of people not willing to use imported LNG because they hope somehow to get domestic gas as and when it becomes available. So I think the country needs a very serious debate and a consensus on next 5, 10, 15-year horizon, where I think a growing percentage of coal consumption would need to be imported, and on gas, the bulk of the gas will have to be imported. Then how do we handle pricing? And I don't see as yet clarity